What's going on today, guys? Primal Sabbath here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Takara LGEX Blue Big Convoy. This was an exclusive to the Takara Tomy Mall, or you get it through Hasbro Asia, suppliers, stuff like that. So it wasn't really an exclusive, but uh, for the Legends line or the LG line, it is, because I don't think they've done anything for a few years since that line, at least not since Titan's Return. So, anyways, it's got a typical Legend style box. I was curious if they were going to do up a totally new box, or if they were just going to reuse the big Convoy box, the Encore box, I should say, what they were going to do. But it's cool they did put it in a Legends box, since, I mean, obviously it's a Legends release, all the typical Legends looking stuff on it. There's nothing new or fancy about it. What is pretty cool is, at least my copy did come in a brown mailer. I do always like these kinds of things. See my OTFCC Sentinel Maximus review. So anyways, now that we got all that junk out the way, here we can take a look at Blue Big Convoy. So for anyone who may not know, this was originally a lucky draw piece. Not this one, obviously. But I don't know how many it was limited to. It was fairly limited. I mean, there's some out there now that the Encore is out. And for the longest time, I considered it a Grail. It was probably the only lucky draw piece I really, really wanted. And now that Takara has reissued it, I don't care to. I don't need it. Like, I just don't need the original. There are some differences, but like, as far as, keeping whales, I guess you should say, I feel like this one kind of lost any and all of that luster. And I'm not too mad about it. I am glad that it is a different piece. Like, there are people still that would like to pursue those lucky draw pieces. I think they still will fetch a decent sum, just because of the limited availability of them. However, most people like me just wanted the character, just because I saw it in the comic that came with Magna Convoy, another LGEX exclusive. I think that one was eHobby and not Takara Mall. It's been so long since I've gotten it, and it looks like Takara Tomy Mall is kind of picking up the slack for those former eHobby releases. But other than that, very close to the original deco. I've never seen one in person, but if I had to guess, I mean, like, just looking from pictures, this is insanely close. Definitely a more kind of muted blue than, say, Ultra Mammoth, who was a kind of brighter, lighter color blue. And that's all well and good. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I never thought they were going to really look a whole lot alike to begin with, but yeah. So obviously, this kind of answers my question as to whether or not the tusks were painted, because I feel like the paint applications are all the same. There's a few different things, but overall, I think in Mammoth mode, toes and tusks are the same. I don't know what color plastic these tusks are molded in, but they are definitely coated with a blue. At least, if I had to put money on it, I would say. Because, like, yeah, you can see, like, this is definitely that molded plastic. It's definitely a lot more matte, where this is a lot more sheen and shine to it. I'm not gonna go through the deal with showing the battle mode, but I will point out that it's same tolerances as the Encore. This is a lot easier to move. These are easier to move, I guess. Like, they feel, I don't know, they just feel better. But then again, like, I kind of had the big, somewhat semi discussion in the big Convoy, Encore Big Convoy video review, that I felt like it was different from the Korean release, but it definitely feels more like the Black Big Convoy. So, real quick, you probably can't read it, but it does say Made in Vietnam, like the other ones. So there is that. Anyways, that's him in his Mammoth mode. Let's go ahead and take him in the take him in the robot mode. I'm gonna take him in the robot mode, but let's take a look at him in the robot mode first. Alright, so here we have Blue Big Convoy transformed, and in his kind of standard robot mode, what I consider to be the standard kind of Big Convoy robot mode, BFG slung across the back. These, you can kind of do whatever you want to with them, really. But anyways, so first, let's, I guess, just kind of go into the detail without him falling too much backwards. I think that's fine. So differences that I can kind of sort of remember is obviously the clear translucent arm is now an opaque plastic, which I think is good. The paint here, the silver paint, I want to say it was this color blue. I think there's some differences in the crotch area as well, but he does retain the clear blue uh, window chest piece, and he does retain the chromed out maximal, what would have been a spark crystal, I should say, and the head, as well as some details here on the chest and the crotch piece, and even down here on the feet, is a nice metallic blue instead of something kind of flat and cartoony. So I do like that they kind of put in multiple renditions. I guess I like that they kind of utilized both the cartoonness of the Encore and also the toyness uh, of the original. Let's try to open this up. So, and I believe the Energon Matrix is the exact same. I believe it was always this kind of silver with the clear blue crystal, opposed to the Encore, which I want to say the crystal was opaque, but painted over. No painted in details in here, which, I mean, they really don't need to be, because it's, you never really made it to the cartoon, but as you can see, maximal spark crystal, which is awesome. It's awesome seeing this, because I've only ever had red translucent chess pieces for this, so it's cool that I don't know. I think it's neat. I always thought it was just kind of clear, but I guess that does make sense. You can kind of see in the right light, you can see the red come through the maximal insignia, and much like the original, the eyes are chromed. I can't remember if I covered that or not, but wow, it's cool to finally have one. It's not a real Encore, but ultimately, I'm totally okay with it. I think it's great. It's a great piece to have. Let's see, Mammoth Tonfa are this kind of dark blue. Again, I don't know if that's different, because I don't think it's been a long time since I've drooled over pictures of the original Lucky Draw Blue Big Convoy, but I don't know if they were the same blue. Interesting if they are, nonetheless. But yeah, for the most part, it's like 95, 99%. The exact same. You're just sacrificing some clear plastic and some different paint apps. But definitely easier to tell them apart if you want to protect your investment. Like I said, I still think the Encore will fetch a pretty penny. But as far as the big cannon, I don't even know if he calls it the big cannon, if I'm being honest. We didn't really see a whole lot of him in the... I mean, he was mostly like a flashback character in the Magna Convoy book. But let's flip this out. I'm sure he can hold it the same. Like I said, the tolerances are all very much the same as the Encore. So here we go. Blue Big Cannon go, I guess. Oh, well, let's raise her up a little bit. Yeah, so Blue Big Cannon go. There's that. And we can rotate these forward. Something I do find interesting, which, again, on the original, I don't think they were painted, but the missiles aren't painted on either of these. So, speaking of media, he comes with one of these along with his instruction booklet. Let's scoot him back a little bit more. Again, very Legends style, and then you get all of his tech specs and stuff like that. Unknown. That's crazy. That's so awesome. It just kind of adds to the flair. I think that's pretty sweet. But you get the story that looks like it takes place kind of all across the Beast Wars. So I don't know which way I'm supposed to read it. I don't know if I start here and go down and then come back up. I'm not sure if I don't know if it's like a reverse comic, or if it's if I start over here and then read all the way through. But either way, you get like the you know what? You can't see none of this. So let's play with these settings a tad. All right, you can kind of see some of this now. But you get the Council of Convoys, the Convoy Council, or whatever they're called from Beast Wars Neo, and it looks like a very similar discussion with big Convoy that they had in the series. As far as where this is, like at a glance, it looks kind of like Megabolt, Megatron, but I know it's not. Obviously, Galvatron from Beast Wars 2nd is in here, and then you've got Big Convoy, who's just kind of lounging, chilling out, and he's getting patted on his head. Super cute. And my phone gave me the old 11% warning. It looks like, let's see, this looks kind of similar to maybe whenever Megatron took Optimal Optimus's body and he got tossed into the Well of Allsparks. Because this looks like a reformatted Cybertron, like post Beast Machines. And there's also some online fiction to supplement this as well. But you get, oh, if I can keep it open with my dumb hands. Let's see, you get Lio Convoy up there, as well as Beast Convoy, Optimus Primal. And then over here, it looks like a typical battle scene. Big Convoy appears to be helping him. He looks wounded, and you get some Fusors up here, some US Fusors. It looks like they're all bad, which is kind of funny. But anyways, let's see. Big Convoy's got a cracked faceplate there. I don't know what that's all about, but he looks impaled. The blue one does. And then clearly, okay, yeah, because Big Convoy's missing his arm up there. So it would only make sense that blue gives him his arm. And then, oh, you even got little Navi right there. And then you got the rest of Big's unit. I wonder if this is like right before Beast Wars Neo, maybe. Like, I don't know. It's very interesting, but I'll have to go look at the rest of the online stuff, and hopefully my boy Karyudo can help me out with some of this. I'll send him some scans. Maybe he can, get something done there. But really nice artwork, nonetheless. Now that we've gone through the boring bits, let's play with these lights again. Too much. There we go. All right, let's do some comparisons. Well, first, let's not do a comparison. The way I think I'm going to display him is definitely with the big cannon in hand, but also it looks like you can, because like the Magna Convoy I think it kind of had to grip this little piece, but you can give him the sword, and you can plug that piece on it. Of course, he can also hold it by this kind of like secondary hilt piece if you want to, but this is definitely meant for him. And I think it's awesome that the Translucent Blues match, man, if you would have told me, I think, 2 years ago that we would have been getting this with Magna Convoy, or like after Magna Convoy came out, I would have told you you were a liar. You were a liar, and you had pants that were on fire. But speaking of Magna Convoy, let's see how the two size up. So there we go. Get those dirty Autobot logos out of my Beast Wars. And of course, Convoy Bat here, or Convoy Bat, whatever you want to call them. Another LGEX figure, courtesy of E-Hobby. So they look good together. I wish I had a Straxus, Dark Mountain, whatever you want to call them, but I don't. So, anyways, here these guys are. Let's give them a little bit of I have the power pose. So there we go. Anyways, they look good, man. I'm so glad to be able to finally have this. This is definitely like a dream. I wouldn't call it a dream, but it's awesome. Like as a collector to finally be able to get a piece like this. It's that's high profile as a lucky draw, and it kind of gives me hope that maybe we'll see some more things come out of the LGEX line when it comes to Beast Wars, like perhaps a green Ramulus, or they could make a blue Miner again to kind of go on with this. I remember seeing a blue Miner on display at a Japanese toy show a few years ago. I think they had like 2 of them on display, which is very cool. So anyways, I hope this was somewhat informative for you guys. Oh, I did say it was Hasbro Asia. You can get those like Robot Kingdom, any U.S. retailer typically has a line on some Hasbro Asia stuff. I picked mine up from Agabus, so if he still has any, definitely go over there and shoot them some business. So it got here well protected, and I don't know if he'll include the brown mailer. I asked for the brown mailer, so I don't know if that's included. If you're a stickler for that sort of thing, I am. But yeah, so anyways, hope you enjoyed this. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment box. I'll do what I can to answer them. Hopefully, I wasn't going to do the other big Convoys comparisons just because it's way too much. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.